Okay, so I am safely home. I was able to turn around, park the bike. That was obviously a pretty significant death wobble. I had only gotten up to second gear. I had let go of the handlebar to adjust the mirror, and off it went. A death wobble, or a handlebar tank slapper like that, is essentially a harmonic resonance that's amplified. To catch you up on how we got here, I bought a used 1979 BMW R100T off a friend of mine this spring, hoping to get to know the bike and what it needed this summer, and then spend the winter rebuilding anything and everything it needed. I had the impression that the bike was in good running condition, but once I got home, I found out that the bike was so poorly maintained that it was actually unsafe. Because I had done the front steering bearings, which were very tight, and also worked pretty extensively on the forks, what the ultimate cause was the steering bearing races had been cut with a Dremel. So I think somebody had some trouble getting the race seats out. Instead of getting a proper seat removal tool, or what I did where I made a brass punch, they used a rotary cutoff tool or a Dremel tool to cut out the bearing seats. So it really shook me though. And I think what I'm going to do is part the bike out. If the frame has been messed with to that point, so it's just so many variables, and it needs tires. So that's another $400. I'm looking at $1,000 to make it the way it should be, and even then I don't know if I really want to go out on the highway and see if I get another death wobble because the steering stock tube is damaged from somebody going at it with a Dremel. So, and I certainly don't want to pass this on to another potential buyer. Even if I sold it as is, I don't want some kid being like, oh, I can deal with it and fix it, and then getting a death wobble and getting an accident. So I think the best course of action is to put this old girl to bed, part it out, put what I can on eBay, and walk away. So my saga of getting this guy going is coming to an end, unfortunately. Before I close out this video, I just wanted to show you some of the steps I took to get the steering races replaced, as well as the work I did on the front fork tubes. It's working. Yay! Okay, so with all the grease cleaned up, you can see that whoever did this last went to town with a Dremel to try to get the old brace out. I don't know that it's compromised. I mean, sure, it's compromised. The main thing is that the seat is, 95% there. After putting the new bearing races in and putting the front end back together, I got back to trying to make the forks work better. So the real issue was the sticking of the fork leg on the fork tube caused because the fork leg was bent or because there was corrosion inside. Obviously, all of this grinding and polishing with the hone wasn't going to help if the leg was bent. It was only going to help if there was a corrosion buildup of the aluminum on the inside of the leg. So basically, I ran the hone for a while, and then I ran the polish on a rag, on a drill, just really trying to get it slightly bigger diameter by getting rid of any of the corrosion without obviously making it too big, because I don't want to induce too much play, because I'm really just relying on the viscosity of the oil in the leg against the tube. So after a couple hours of work, my theory was incorrect. So the leg is actually bent. There's probably a hit in the middle there that I can't quite see from the accident that the bike had been through. So, the right side of the fuel tank is dented, and it appears that the right fork leg is dented and now sticking. So after getting the forks back together, better but not perfect, and replacing the steering bearings, I went to take it out for a test ride. So I was able to just let off the gas slowly and slowly use the rear brake to come to a stop. Sprained my wrist a little, but nothing too bad, and luckily there wasn't much traffic, so I didn't worry about losing control and going into traffic. What I discovered later, when I took the bike apart to part it out, was that the cuts from whoever had replaced the steering bearings before me had actually cracked the frame. You could see it right there. That sort of Y shape is a crack in the upper part of the race seat. So you can imagine all of the forces of vibration in the bike at the very top part of the steering being loose is what contributed to my particular tank slapper, and that's why it happened at such low speed. Thanks for watching and coming along with me on this journey. Unfortunately, the journey is ending on a sad note, which is the disassembly of a really cool old motorcycle, but I think it's just too unsafe. And yeah, those are the brakes. Like and subscribe. Thanks.